we're pressing hydrangea today. First, we take a sheet of tissue paper, the kind that you wrap gifts with, and then we cut each individual flower out from the stem. Cut it as close as possible to the flower. Do not leave the stem. We arrange the flowers individually onto the tissue paper. These flowers should not touch each other. Once we are done with a layer of flowers, we cover it with another sheet of tissue paper. Currently, I usually don't take the desiccant paper out until later, so I use a piece of regular paper just to get the handling a little bit better. Then another sheet of tissue paper. So we are repeating the same thing as the first layer. We can do it as many layers as we want. So we do the same arrangement. We're taking the stem and separate to a few groups of thinner stems, either 2 or 3 or even 4. Depends on how thick the stems are. For the leaves, we will need to take out the major vein. So I shave the vein out with a small knife. Watch your fingers, don't cut yourself. Now it's time to take out the desiccant. I use this thicker 4mm thick of desiccant board. You need to reactivate the board first before pressing. So you put them into an oven or dehydrator to get them dry first. So I take 1 layer of flour, 1 layer of air conditioning foam, and then on top of it you can add another layer of desiccant board, and then another layer of flour. We can continue to stack them up as many layers as you want. Always top with air conditioning foam, and then another layer of desiccant board. I take out these artist panel hardboard. It's just easier for me to get these boards. You can take any wooden board you want, or any hardened board you want. And I tie it with the Velcro stripe, and I step on it to apply pressure to tie it as tight as possible. We will then put the press into a plastic bag. I take out the air and fold the opening a few times to make sure there's no air being in, and then set aside for a couple days to wait for the flour to be completely dry. After the flour is dried, we take the press out, and then we check the flowers by touching it, and also take it out to make sure it's totally dry before we put it away. I usually sort the flowers and the leaves into different packages, and I take a piece of a cardstock and take one layer of flowers, put it onto the cardstock. Then for the leaves, we put it onto another cardstock. Kind of sort them so you will not mix everything jumble up together, and then it's going to be hard to find things. So I put the stems onto another package, and all the flowers can go to the flower card. I fold a piece of tissue paper, cover it, fold one end, and insert it into a plastic bag. This is how I usually store them. It's very easy to see what the content is, and then very easy to retrieve the flowers. I put all the packages of flowers into a airtight plastic bag, and this is a very thick plastic that's airtight. And then put a piece of desiccant and the moisture indication card. For everything we put in, we want it to be complete. We definitely do not want the moisture level to be higher than 30%, but I usually activate as soon as the first bubble turn pink. That's 10%.